podcast. I am Dr. Kyla Prusak, principal at Minett Elementary, and I'm excited to share with you the voices of real educators who are living this work. When I think about the greatness that is happening every day in schools all over the world, I feel compelled to do a small part in helping others understand the many facets of the work we do. We hope our listeners will be able to gain an inside look as we pull back the curtain. Hello there, and welcome to the Minett podcast. I am so thrilled to have you all back with us. I'm Dr. Kyla Prusak, your host, and today we are in for a real treat. We will be chatting with our wonderful third grade teachers, a group of amazing individuals who make learning a joyous adventure. So joining us today, we have Miss Lauren Sink.
Hi.
Miss Ashley Allen.
Hello.
Miss Katie Maynor.
Hey there.
Miss Maddie Kate.
Hi.
And Miss Hannah Kolarski.
Hello.
We are so excited because we interviewed your team last year, but now you all have added your incredible dynamic, Mrs. Maynor.
Yes.
So welcome, third grade.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you. Thanks for having us again.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys know I held a soft spot for the best grade level ever.
Absolutely.
Not only did I teach it, but I always remember my third grade teacher. She was one of my favorites.
She was mine too.
Mrs. McNeil.
Miss Elliott.
Yep. Awesome. Well, let's get to know each of you a bit better. So share a little bit about yourselves. What inspired you to become a teacher? We'd love to hear about your past experiences. Anything to get to know you guys.
This is Miss Sink. I have been teaching in Frisco ISD. This is my 12th year. A fun fact about me is that I went to high school in Frisco. I went to Frisco High School, go Raccoons. So I returned to the district that grew me as a learner and as an educator. What made me want to become a teacher? I had a lot of teachers in my family growing up, and just seeing the joy that they had as a teacher really inspired me to want to pursue that passion. I've had this desire since I was a little girl, and it's always just something that I wanted to do. So I set my mind to it, and here we are. Woo!
This is Hannah Kolarski. This is my second year teaching, and it has been just as fulfilling as my first. I went to UNT, and I wanted to become a teacher similar to Lauren ever since I've been young. I always looked up to my teachers, and I think it just inspired me, like, oh, that's what I want to do too. I want to help kids and change their perspective about school and just help them grow and succeed, and watch them to do those things as well.
Hey, it's Katie Maynor. So a lot of people call this my midlife miracle because I'm the oldest on the team, but I'm a first-year teacher, a parent of two kids here at Minett, and watching last year as a parent this community and this campus grow the way that it did so quickly. It's always been on my heart to find purpose in my life, in my professional life, and this is the ultimate purpose in my mind. So to be able to transition to a brand new career from being in the golf world for the last 15 years has been a blessing, and I'm learning a lot from this incredible team. It's just something that I never thought I would do, but now that I'm in it, I know that I can, and I have the group around me to support me with everything that we do.
Cool. So I fell in love with teaching actually after I had no clue what I wanted to do in college. Then I got a job offer in Romania to teach English abroad. So it was really cool being able to teach English over in a different country. But what really sold me for like, that's what I need to become, that's my job, that's my profession in the future, was this one kid, Akov, and he didn't know how to write his name in his own native language. And it was like the biggest light bulb moment of teaching him in his native language as well as teaching him in English, different ways to do it, and seeing that spark, that like little kind of like glimmer in the eyes where it's like, then he started having a passion for English above and beyond, because he would like start learning it on his own. And considering he was part of the Roma community with not that many resources at home, since his family was more focused on agriculture, taking that time and effort to go to libraries on his own and volunteering to go to these schools and going to these programs to really have that opportunity to learn.
Wow. I don't know how
You
to
have
follow
such
up on
great
Romania because I could not be more opposite. So Maddie Kate, this is my 7th year in Frisco ISD in teaching. I am a native New Yorker, moved to Texas, and I'm not joking. Last week I was listening to the second grade podcast, and Ashley Hernandez's answer was my answer. And I right after called her, I was like, this is crazy, because I did not like school growing up. I was not good at school. I just was like, I'm going to go for soccer and that's it. I'll figure out what I'm going to be. And then my senior year of high school, they had them in the, like, it was really for kids who wanted to work in the city, but they were like, if you don't, you can be at the elementary school. I was like, I'll just do that. That will be easy. And I was put in a kindergarten class. I learned very quickly it was not easy, but I came home and I told my parents, I'm going to be a teacher. And they were shocked. And they were like, you've never talked about this. I said, nope, this is what I was meant to do. And I declared my major the first week of college. And I remember the admission person saying, you like are supposed to wait. I said, no, like this is what I'm going to do. And I've loved it ever since. So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Such cool journeys that each of you have been on. Katie, I always think my mom, she grew up with, parents, teachers, and her dad was a superintendent, and
Same.
they were like, you're not going to go into education, do anything but education. And so she didn't follow that path, and she, got married and had us. And always there was this unspoken dream, I think. And, she would dabble in it, and never did it. Was worked at the alternative school as a receptionist, so she found her way to a school setting. But kudos to you, because I know deep down she still.
Both my parents were teachers, and they told me, don't do it. So I think that's why it took me so long to get here, is because that was always the mantra. And now that I'm here, they're like, oh, it's so amazing.
So proud of you. They told me that when I was 18. Well, that's awesome. So love getting to know you guys, and I know that the listeners do too. But let's dive into third grade. So teaching third grade comes with definitely some unique aspects and challenges, both educational and social emotional. So tell us about some of the challenges and some of the special moments that you've encountered teaching your grade level in particular.
Coming from a second grade background, knowing where the students are coming from in second grade, going to third grade, it's a huge academic jump, just the numbers that we're using and the level of text that we're using. And so just being mindful of knowing where they're ending at in second grade and kind of where they need to be in third grade is just really powerful to have in mind as we kind of move them through that learning process. Educational challenges, just thinking about what are their passions and what are their aspirations as a learner, and using those to kind of help us as we're helping them through their learning journey, and finding ways to kind of get them excited about their learning is something we're really trying to do to kind of help them with that shift.
I think Lauren said it perfectly, like getting them excited about their learning is something that a lot of us is our focus, because third grade is, the first star grade, and that takes a lot of our time whenever we're talking about third grade and getting them prepared for that. But they're also still, 8 and 9. And so we want it to be fun and exciting for them. And I think that comes with its own challenge of, how can we make science more fun? How can we integrate our subjects to make them more engaging? How can we include their passions throughout all the different disciplines, just to help them connect with school a little bit more?
It's interesting because I had a third grader. My oldest is now a fifth grader. So I remember when my fifth grader was in third as a parent, and we was coming home, and I'm seeing this work coming home, and I'm going, whoa, okay, this is for real. And so I think that is a shift, not just for the kids, but for our parents as well. Yes. And so when they're sending their babies, they're still little to school, and they're coming home, and they're exhausted. It's because they're working really hard every day. I think what's been interesting to me as a brand new teacher in third grade is the amount of independent work that an 8 and 9-year-old has to do, and it's expected. They have to be able to figure this out on their own in a lot of ways. And so when those special moments come where you can see that they figured it out, and they come to you and they can't wait because they're still 8 and they're showing you their paper. Look. And then personally for me, the special moments have been, because I live in the neighborhood as well, at Halloween, Miss Maynard. And I was like, that's me. and then I don't tell you, celebrity. I didn't tell you all this, but they said, where are the rest of the third grade teachers? And I was like, oh no, I'm just neighbor today. So they still are little enough that they're kids, but they're getting to that point where they get to be these students that are accomplishing it on their own, and that's neat.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, you guys, we want to hear about looking ahead. What are some learning experiences that you are anticipating this school year, or specific, approach or something that you guys are going to dive into?
So I have two that come to mind. Well, because I know we were just talking about passions. And so something that we're doing this year is passion projects. We just started the first phase, I think it was last week. And we're using Annie McNair's Genius Hour book. And she has like a 6-step process.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a team, we're going through that process, and students are able to identify really what they're passionate about, and then they get to teach the world about it. And then some are designing something, like we have kids wanting to code and design video games. Miss Miskey is going to be helping them with that. We have kids that just really want to teach us everything they know about Taylor Swift, and that's what they're passionate about. But then we have kids who are doing service projects because they want to help the homeless or animals, and so they're going to get to dive into what they really truly care about, while we're subtly going to be incorporating our third grade skills. And that's something we're excited to do. I know we just talked about in planning how we're going to incorporate in all the different disciplines, but what will happen at the end of the year is they'll get to share these projects with the school, with the community, and with their families. And so I think as a team, we're always looking for how we can connect the kids' learning to experiences that they'll remember beyond just a test or their grade level. And we also are doing that this year through book clubs. Me and Miss Singh both, for the first time this summer, we're in a book club together. That's the first time I've ever been in a group of people talking about a book I read, and it's changed me as a reader. So we were like, how can we bring that experience to our kids? And so our kids are in book clubs. We are, I think, in like our second and third cycle of doing that. So they are grouped. They chose their book this round, but they get a book that they get to read at home with their family. They fill out reading responses, but then every Friday they get to come together and talk about their experiences with the book. And it's been incredible hearing what the kids are learning. Like, I'm thinking of a kid I conferenced with last week, and he said, I don't usually like fiction books, but this is the first time I've liked one. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, this is a series. And he was like, oh, it is. And so now his book box is filled with A to Z mysteries. And so that's like what we want. So I think this team, we just value future ready learning experiences and just really making learning long lasting for the kids.
I love that. And I asked Miss Sink today during a meeting that we had, I said, fourth grade doing the book clubs that you guys, because that's what we do here, is we share and we collaborate, we share great ideas. And so my daughter brought home her sign up and all of her information yesterday. And so I love that, like, the great experiences you guys are rolling out and planning for your third graders are also now going to impact our fourth and fifth graders. And she's so excited about her book clubs. And just, when you think about those passion projects, like, yes, we are bound by the state standards of what third graders must learn and be able to do. But what a message that we're sending to kids, that like your passion matters here. And you get to really dive in and connect learning to your passion. Miss Allen, I know that you are someone also that really gets excited about planning, engaging, learning experiences. So tell us about one that stands out in your mind.
So there's quite a few, and I'm actually going to piggyback off of what Kate was saying with the passion projects, because it is so cool seeing how involved the kids are already getting. Like, I have one who's kind of already doing like a PR letter to different companies to outreach and making sure that they're able to get resources in order to build like robots. And they're like, how do I format this? And it's tying in with our persuasive unit, which is really cool to see. So it's like being able to do that future ready mindset, where it's not just active engagement because it's fun, but it's because it's something that matters towards them. So that's really cool. I know another friend, they're trying to outreach to an author just to be appreciative and saying thank you so much for all this, because with book clubs, they actually fell in love with the Dragon Master series. So they're hoping to like write a letter to that individual as well.
Awesome. Well, before I let you go, I could talk to you guys forever, but I also know that you have so many other things on your plate in addition to this lovely Minett podcast. But before we leave, give one piece of advice to those of us who have parents of third grade students. So what valuable insights can you offer on ways they can support their kids?
Katie, take it away. I'm like, she's a parent and
it's interesting because being on the other side of it now, and I have a first grader and a fifth grader, so I'm going through Minett, right? I was at Minett, and I will tell you, for anybody who's a parent like I was last year, and I walked into a kindergarten classroom with 3 teachers, I said, what is happening? What is happening? How are we going to have 3 teachers and 50 some odd kindergartners learning in this space. I was the first to question it.
Yeah.
As a lot of us were, like, what is about to happen here? And I think like most of us in our community, as the year progressed, we saw the beauty and the uniqueness of our school. And so now as a teacher on the other side, being able to see how 5 of us get to impact 90, I think we're at 98 now, third graders.
Oh, yeah, 98.
98 third graders, by being able to meet them where they are is more than what would be happening in a traditional classroom. So my piece of advice to you is please just trust what's happening here. Because I was the first to be skeptical last year. And now that I have seen it a year as a parent, I'm in year 2 as a parent, I'm here as a teacher. Please just trust that we do know what we're doing. And I say that seriously though, right? Like and with third grade, a lot of you are seeing grades come home that are maybe not typical of what you're seeing from your students in years past. That's okay. This is a big jump. They're trying, they're learning how to show what they know on various types of assessments, on computer, on handwritten, in verbal. Just know that they are working really hard, and we're going to continue to show them how to be the best third graders they can be. And we promise you that if you trust us and your child trusts us, that they're going to get to where they should be come April.
Yes, Katie.
Yeah. And it just goes
Agree
in.
sign. Agree sign.
I mean, it's so good. The kids are so loved here. And that's only part of it. It's a very important part, but they're also like their academic success is just always at the forefront too. And that's special. Okay, ladies, enough of the serious talk. I cannot let you all go without a game.
A game.
And so because you are such high achievers,
And competitive.
we are going to end our podcast today with the ABC game with the category of food.
Oh, no.
So we will start to my left with A,
Already
and
sweating.
we will get through the alphabet with a type of food.
Oh, yikes. Apple.
Broccoli.
Carrot.
Donut.
Eggs. Great job.
Are you out?
Fogwa. Frog legs.
Oh,
That's in France.
Goat cheese.
Hollandaise.
Ice cream.
Juice.
Kale.
Oh, right. Okay, forgot that one for a second. Sorry. I was like, let's see. Lion's mane. The mushroom.
oh,
Wait, I thought you were L.
lion's mane.
Yeah,
Lion's
mine.
mane.
Mushroom. Mushroom.
There you go.
Noodles.
Oatmeal. Potatoes.
Let's see. Q.
Oh.
Quail eggs.
Oh.
Rutabaga.
Soup.
Tomato.
What is you?
Ume. That's a sea urchin. Yeah.
Umami.
Umami?
Umami is the
We
flavor.
can tell who's traveled.
Yes, umami is the flavor. Ume is technically
I'm like,
considered
that's not
a
on
Japanese
DoorDash.
word for sea urchin.
There you
Oh,
go.
sorry.
V.
Thank you. Veal.
Watermelon.
Can someone help me with X?
Exigua, thank you.
Wow.
Exigua. That's not how you say it.
Yam.
Zucchini.
Oh, way to go.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it's tough. It's sometimes when we think it's an easy game, it ends up being the hardest
trickier,
one.
yeah.
So, and you're on the spot. But I want to thank you guys. Thank you for what you do every single day for kids and for our entire campus here at Minett. And thank you for taking the time to be on our podcast. I know it adds one more thing to your plate, but our listeners love hearing from the voices of you guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having
Thank
us.
you.
Dr. Prusak.
If you are hearing this message, you've listened to the entire episode, and for that, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We hope you enjoyed this new episode, and if you did, please leave us a like on YouTube and be sure to hit subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on